Okay, this time let's review about probability. Okay, sometimes you need to represent the given. You may represent it using table, such as, let's say, a dice is thrown twice or two times, and you need to find the sum. And so you get one, two. By the way, the dice is not always given as six-sided. It may be four-sided. So let's say four-sided dice. So one, two, three, four, and then you have to get the sum of each of for throwing the two. So you could possibly, let's say the sum here is one and one is two, and then three, four, five, and so on. You have to fill this table. So that's one thing. So you can get the probability, and the probability will be whatever is that event over how many, or 1 2 3 4 times 4 16. So what's the probability of, let's say, getting a sum of 2? Okay, it's a probability, so you know it's equal to, there's only one, because 1 plus 2 is 3 4 5 6. So there's only one way you can get a sum of 2 out of 16. Or sometimes you need to represent the problem using table. No, not table, sorry. I mean, this is over 16. Using tree diagram. Okay, let's say we have here the probability that you're going to school late and not late. So let's say there are two events here: being late and not late, and then what's the mode of going to school, either by car or you commute or you're not using your car. Or here you are not late but you use car, or probably you're not late but you did not use your car. So they're given. So this is point, let's say point 3. So not late is point 7. And if you're late in cases and then you use your car is 0.2. Therefore not using your car is 0.8. And let's say you're not late, using your car is 0.7. So not using your car is 0.3. And there could be question like, at any given day, what's the probability that you use your car? So it will be this, where you use car, the endings car. So that's going to be 0.3 times 0.2 plus 0.7 times 0.7. Okay, just can use your calculator to find the probability of that. Okay, and then from here you can be asked also to get the probability, a conditional probability. Okay, let's say, what's the probability that you are late, given that you use your car? Okay, so you know already the rule for this one. Probability of L intersection C over probability of C. So in all, you will be, okay, here you have already computed that, so you only need to find this one. Okay, so conditional probability, what else could be hitched here? It could be that you will be asked to make a probability distribution of, let's say, sum and the probability of having that sum equal to that sum. Let's say 2. In this case, it's 1 over 16. And then you have to fill this table. Okay, so that is also another way that could be tested. And then you will be asked also to find the probability, conditional probability. let's say, what's the probability of getting a sum equal to, let's say, greater than 2, for example, given that, uh, let's say, given that s is, this is greater than 2, given that it's greater than, let's change this, let's say greater than 4, given that it's greater than 2. So probability that it's greater, so you have to fill this up. So you will be using this, the data here will be used to solve for the answer in this question. And then what else? You could be asked to find the expected mean. Okay, so that will be, since you have a table here like this, usually our expectation of the mean is n times p. But there's a lot here, so it could be summation of the x4 times the probability. So let's say how many are 3 here? 4. So 2 times 1 times 16 plus 3 times something plus whatever is the sum. So it's a summation. Okay, another thing that you need to study is about fair game. The game is fair. It says it's fair game. When is it fair game? That is when the probability of winning equals probability of losing. It's just getting even. So here, the expected mean must be equal to 0. So if you add this, let's say 2 times 1 over 16 plus 3 times, that will be equal to 0. Okay, and from there, you can find the value. Usually, the question here is there is a k here, say k here, and then given the probability here, what's the value of k? So, and it says it's a fair game. So you will have this one until you find the value of k. So again, review some problems that we have already encountered or we have already solved in one of our exercises and even in the quiz about fair game, expectation, probability distribution, conditional probability, and representing probability using table and tree diagram.